Hey gang, welcome to Horseshoeing Time. I'm Ralph Casey, and oh man, I just got to apologize. My co-host is not here. You know, I'm supposed to have a lot of sex appeal on our show. Well, I just happen to have it here with me. But we got some great guests with us, and we're here at the Brotherhood of Working Farriers Association National Convention right here in this small town nestled right in northwest Georgia. And we just tickled to be here, and it's just one of those, how is Skull Valley doing?
Well, it's a thriving metropolis of 212.
Oh, yeah, there you go. I like small place. But y'all real close to another big town.
Yeah, Prescott, Arizona, home of the world's oldest rodeo.
I always go with pretty ladies first. And this is Laurel Denton from Skull Valley, and world-class trainer. And
thank you, Ralph.
You just enjoy your work so much.
Every day, every day. I'm the luckiest person in the world.
I'm going to turn this thing over y'all just a second and get myself out of the way and let y'all take over. Barry Denton from Skull Valley, and this is your beautiful wife. You know, I spent a few days out there on that beautiful ranch that time and went out there. Oh, I just enjoyed it so much. And let me tell you folks, you got to get up early out there on that ranch because these folks had about 10 horses. They get out there and they got a big, humongous, beautiful ranch, and I'm going to get some pictures of it and show it to you. But anyway, they ride those horses every morning. They go through each one, exercising and working on your horse. So I'm going to turn it over to you. And y'all just, well, Barry, you might as well step out of the way. Folks want to see that. You know, I watch Fox News a lot. I ain't going to say why, but I forget you can figure it out. All right. Thank you, gang. Let's give them a big round of applause, gang.
Okay, well, when we're looking for a reining horse prospect, probably the first thing we look at before we look at the conformation is the breeding. Because, as you know, good breeding carries over most of the time. That just increases your chances of getting a good horse. Doesn't mean you will. You can take two world champions and put them together. Doesn't mean you're going to get another one. But it does increase the chances that you will. And the other thing you have to remember is that just because this individual is a world champion, his brother and his sister may not be. So they may look just as good, and they almost may look like carbon copies. The stud may be that prevalent in what it produces. But you know, there's a lot more that goes into it than just conformation. So probably the first thing we look at when we're going to look at colts, and what we do is we generally buy yearlings or 2-year-olds. And then we put about 3 years into them, and we try to win some championships on them, and then we sell them. So that's how we make a living. And so that's a pretty big risk over 3 years, because a horse can die, whatever. So we like everything that we can see and that's obvious to be a good thing. So the first thing we're going to look at is breeding, and we'll assume that we already looked at the breeding on this horse and it was good, and so we're out in the field, and anyway, so we're looking, say this was a yearling, so you just got to kind of imagine that. So one of the first things that I'm looking for is, and they say you don't ride the head, but the head has so much to do with it. So I want a pretty head, I want a short head, I want big eyes that are set wide, and I want little pin ears. Now this particular horse is kind of the opposite of that, because he has kind of a bulge here and a Roman nose, and his eyes sit over here. Now that doesn't mean he's not a nice horse, it just means he's not the horse that I'm looking for. Now, he's got a pretty small eye. And I like a big eye, and I'll tell you why. Not, you know, they say it's a sign of intelligence, which is probably true. But the other thing that people forget is when you have a small eye, they don't see as well. So we have a horse at home in training, and he's a little bit pig-eyed. He's even a little more extreme than this horse. And so you're running down the arena with him, and there's some old tracks